Hello guys, this is Becca. I thought I would do a little WIP chat today. Not very long, but just a little bit. Wanted to show you, which I've already showed you before I got it sectioned off. I showed you what I'm going to be doing for hashtag Show Me Your Flag event for February that is hosted by Diamond Grandma, and her co-host this month is Crafting V, I think is her YouTube name. I should have wrote it down. Y'all know me, I didn't. But it will be in the title. I will have both Diamond Grandma and her co-host channel link in the title, so you can go check them out and find out all about the event. If you are a diamond painter, you might want to enter in the event. I have done a little bit on it. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this back and get my cover minder set here. There we go. Now I am going to zoom in where you can see what I'm doing. Okay, and I'm going to sit down here. And Macy, get down off of me now. Mama's got to do a video. Mama's going to do a video, okay? Okay, if I remember correctly, I was doing E when I had to stop last night. I hope this stays in frame. With it zoomed in, you don't have very much space to play with it. Oh, that's hard to open sometimes. Okay, I was on E, which is number 3. Okay, I'm going to pour it up right here. I think I was working on it. I don't think I completed it. I think I had a few more diamonds or drills or whatever you want to call them to put on. And hopefully my head won't be in the way. This is a different place than I normally do my diamond painting, and I usually have it on a light pad and a stand. Well, I just got the stand, so I usually have it on a light pad. So I'm having to make sure my light is where I can see, because I don't have real good eyesight. So I have to make sure that the light's shining on it where I can see what I'm doing. But I've had a couple of people that's new over to my craft channel. They're not new to my doll channel. I have a YouTube doll channel, and a couple of the ladies, 2 or 3 of them from over there, has come over to my craft channel to see what I'm doing over here, and a couple of them have never heard of diamond painting, and was asking me about it. So I did give them a link to a video I've done previously that showing exactly what diamond painting is and how you start out and go about. Or I gave one of the ladies that link anyway. So if you see Jonda Walters, if you see that she has commented on my in my comments, that's one of the new ladies that has come over from my doll channel. And then there's Ren, I believe, and there's another one. I can't remember just right off the top of my head, guys. My memory, you know my memory. I can't remember things good. But there was 3 or 4 of them that's come over from the doll channel. And so I thought I would just do a little quick WIP chat. And for you that don't know what a WIP chat is, it means work in progress. W, work, WIN, and then P is progress. So when you have just the initials, it spells out WIP. So if anybody says they're doing a WIP in chat, that means they're doing a video showing them working on their project, whether it would be diamond painting, coloring, whatever they're working on, and talking while they're showing you what they're doing. And so that's what a WIP is. And so diamond painting is just this canvas. The whole colored part of the canvas, where the drills go, has poured glue on it. Now some companies uses the double-sided glue tape, and those are harder to deal with. Usually if it has this clear plastic, it's the poured glue. If it has the white plastic or the white paper that you can't see through, that's usually the double-sided tape. So I always try to get the poured glue because it is the best. And it's sort of like color by number. You know how color by number, they'll have it blocked off and they'll have a letter or number or symbol or whatever in it. And then over to the side, they have the colors beside that number, letter, symbol, whatever it is. And you color all those same symbols or numbers on your color page, whatever color it says to color it. Well, this is very similar, except for that you're using what we call drills or diamonds, or what they're called several different things, but they're just like little acrylic dots or squares. Some of them are square, but you just take the color, whatever, like I'm doing number 3, which the symbol of number 3 is an E, and it is in the pack, it comes numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, and so you would find the color 3, and I put them up into this. You don't have to. You can leave them in the bags they come in, but I like to pour them up into my little containers. It's just easier for me to get to and handle. And you just use the color that goes with that symbol, and you put the dot or the square, whichever type you're doing, over that symbol, and it sticks, because you have wax. You have okay, like this. Each kit comes with everything you need to do that kit, and different kits has different sizes and shapes and colors of wax, but this here is a rectangle of wax, and you have your pen that has a little indented place in it, whichever size. Like this is a 2-placer, which means you can pick up 2 of the drills at one time, but you just stick wax into the little indentation where it will be sticky, and then you would come over here, which I don't have any of this color to do 2, so I'll just do the 1, but you get the wax there inside, because it's like a little indentation in your pen, and you just pick up a drill, and you find the number that you're needing, or the symbol, or whatever it is, which it looks like I've about covered all the E's already. Let me look real close here and see if I can find any more before I change colors. I would put my head over where I could see better, but I don't want my head to be in camera. So I'm having to really look. I don't see any more E's, unless there would be one up right under the flap here. And I section my canvas. Some people just pulls the whole plastic off and just works over the whole canvas at one time. I don't like to do that. Alright guys, I don't see any more E's, so we'll go ahead and switch out colors. I like to section my canvas off and just work on a section at a time. It just kind of makes me feel like I'm actually accomplishing something. because if you just work all over the whole canvas, you know, it takes longer to actually feel like that you've actually accomplished something. So when I get a corner or section that I've sectioned off, when I get it complete, then I feel, you know, I feel like I've gotten something complete. So, you know, everybody does it their own way, but that's the way I do it. And, okay. Now, I see I have 4s. That's what I'm on, and I have a lot in a row. Now, I've only go up to 5. There's all kind of numbered, like, I think they have, like, where you could pick up 12 drills at one time, if I'm not mistaken. I know they do 10. But I only go up to 5. I don't get any more than 5 because I don't feel like I can control it as well. And so you find where there's 5 of, like I'm on number 4, you find 5 number 4s together. You pick up 5 drills and you place it on the number 4s, and there's the E. I knew I'd spot an E after I put it up. I always do. There's another one. Looking and looking and looking, trying to find it before I put up the drills, and now there it pops up. I'll go back later and fill that in. But the wax is sticky enough to stick the drills to your pen, but yet the glue on the canvas is more sticky than the wax. So when you put the drills down on the canvas, it turns it loose from the pen because it's more sticky than the wax. So you just kind of like I said, kind of like color by number. You just put your drills on the spots that it requires, you know, tells you to put it. And it comes out very sparkly when you get through. I don't know if you can see on camera, because camera don't usually pick up the sparkle as much as it really is in real life. And then again, I have noticed that when I'm looking through my camera lens, that it doesn't look very sparkly at all. But then when I go back and watch the video, it'll look real sparkly on the video. So, you know, so you may be able to see all that sparkle. And I just can't tell that you can see it when I'm looking through my phone, which right now I'm not, because it's kind of up above me where I can do this WIP Chat where you can see what I'm doing. So that's what it is, guys. It's just simply placing the right color drill in the right spot for that color, sort of like color by number. Or you can even compare it to counted cross stitch, where you would cross stitch, you know, when you do the counted cross stitch, you have a pattern you go by, and it tells you which number, you know, space to put your stitches, and you follow your little pattern and place your stitches where you're supposed to place it. When you get through, you've got a picture. The only thing with the counted cross stitch is the fact that if you're doing the counted cross stitch, you don't know what your picture is going to look like except for what the pattern shows. But on your canvas itself, you don't know what it's going to look like until you get it done. And I dropped a drill off over here. When your wax gets dusty and old, you have to change it out because your drills gets to where it won't stick to them. And this is about ready to be changed out in this pen. So, what was I saying? Oh, you know, if you're doing counted cross stitch, when you first look at, you know, when you're looking at your canvas, your cross stitch material, whatever it's called, you really can't tell what the picture's going to be you know, until you look at your pattern, and then you follow that pattern and you put the stitches where it tells you to put them, and then on your canvas it comes out to be a pretty picture. Where with the diamond painting, you already see your picture, but it's kind of distorted because of the fact that it has all these letters and numbers and symbols on it. And so when you place the right colored drills in the right spaces, when you get through, you have a sparkly, beautiful picture. And I love to do the diamond painting. Really do. Seems like there was something else I was going to tell y'all that a beginner would need to know, and now I can't think what it was. Okay, that's all of the 5 in a row that I see. They may be more because I do have a tendency to overlook them and have to go back and fill them in. So now I'm going to go to my 4 placer. That one was my 5 placer, which, like I said, that means, you know, how many drills it would hold. And it holds that many drills and you can place it. So that's why it's called a placer. And this one holds 4. So I'm going to go now through this section and I'm going to fill in all the ones that calls for 4 in a row. And then when I get through with that, I will do the 3, and down I'll do the 2, and you know, just so on like that. Sometimes the drills wants to be stubborn, and you have to work with them to get them where you want them. Just like all of us at times get stubborn sometimes. Oh, I don't get stubborn. I'm never stubborn. Ask my husband. I don't mean to be. I really don't. It's just sometimes you get in that mood and you don't realize you're stubborn. Now, how did I get off on that? How did I get off on that, guys? That's crazy. Oh, the things your mind would do. When you think about one thing, it takes you to another and then another, and oh, is that 4s, guys? Yes, I couldn't see in the angle I was at if that was 4s, the number 4 and 4 in a row. Because like I said, my eyes are not good. I really need to make me an eye appointment. I'm past due. And I have Fuchs dystrophy in my eyes, which is something that could cause me to go blind, and I really don't need to miss an appointment. I'm supposed to go every year, and guys, I haven't been since COVID. I haven't been since COVID, and I need to so bad. The year of COVID, I went, and that's the last time. What was that? 20? Year 2020? So, yeah, so this is how you diamond paint. Now, you don't have to use any bigger than the 1 placer. And I didn't when I first started out. I waited until, you know, I got the hang of diamond painting and all. I only did the 1 placer, which, you know, will take you longer because you're only placing 1 diamond at a time, or 1 drill, like I said, whatever you want to call it. It does take a little longer to do using just the 1 placer. And but I had to learn how to control my drills to get up to doing the 4 placer. I kind of gradually, you know, went up. And guys, it sounds like somebody's outside. Maybe it was just hubby or somebody next door. I have to be honest with you. When my husband's home, I love him to death. I do, guys. I could not make it without my husband. I don't know what in the world I would do if something happened to him. And I'd be honest, I actually live not just thinking about it every day and just, but ever so often it'll come to my mind about our age, and even in our younger days, anything could have happened, but when you're young, you just don't tend to think about it, as much as you do when you get a little age on you. And I have to admit, I think about it sometimes. Oh, what if something happened to him? What if he, got real sick and passed away? What in the world would I do? How would I live? How would I live? I don't know. I don't know. It would only be through God's help that I could make it, because I am not an independent person. He has always wanted me to depend on him as the head of the house, and he's always worked. I've never had to work. Not that I didn't need to because of finances, but we're just old-fashioned people. To us, the woman's place is at home and the husband provides, and that's the way we've always lived. And so I've been just at home. I've been a housewife. I've depended on him for anything that I get and need, and whatever. And so I really don't know what I would ever do if something happened to him. But I was saying all that to let you know how much I love and depend on my husband and would hate to lose him. I mean, I know everybody hates to lose their partner, but those of us that depend so heavily on our partners and never been, independent and all, we don't know what we would do without them. But saying all of that, even though I am like that by him, and I like for him to be at home at night when it gets dark, I like for him to be here, inside with me, because that's the way we've always done it. But all in all, when he's home, especially during the day, now that I suffer from anxiety and stuff, sometimes my anxiety just really peaks when he's home, because of the fact that, not that I don't love him and don't want him here, but again, even though I've always been at home, always, and he's been out working. When he wasn't working, he was gone hunting, in our younger days, or he was, outside doing around. And he is doing that here, but he's home more days because he's on semi-retirement now. So he only works 3 days a week. So 4 days of the week, he's home. And I'm having to get used to him being here. And because anytime I get started, now he's just went out, we just ate lunch, he's went out, so maybe he'll be out until I get this video done, hopefully. But, I'm used to being at home during the day, right by myself, just doing my own thing, doing the housework, doing, after housework's done, doing my own thing, and not being interrupted until he got off from work, supper time, and we'd get supper and eat and clean up from supper and get our baths and, rest for the rest of the evening. But with him home during the day, 4 days a week, oh my goodness, guys. I'm really having to get used to it. It is, I'll get started and he'll say, well, I'm not bothering you. I'm just, And no, he's not doing it intentionally, but just him being here, coming here, and I'm used to just getting something to eat when I want to eat it. Most of the time I sit in here at my desk while I'm watching videos while I'm eating lunch. And when him here, I have to stop to eat lunch because he comes in to eat and wants me in there with him, and so we eat together. Well, that's an interruption I'm not used to. When he's in and out, I have to gauge when I'm going to be doing my videos, try to catch a time that I know he's going to be out for a little while before he's back in. It's just hard, guys. I'm trying to get used to it. And now that I have anxiety as bad as I do, it is so hard. It is so hard. My anxiety gets so bad sometimes that I just have to stop. I just have to go sit down, not worry about trying to do any diamond painting or coloring or anything else. Just go sit down and be there for when he comes in. And I have to do that to kind of keep my anxiety down, because all the interruptions just constant. Every time I get started doing something, I have to stop to hear what he says, or because it's lunchtime, he wants to come in and get lunch, and so he wants me to eat with him. And not that I don't want to, but it's hard when you're used to being right by yourself all the time, except for at night, all during the daylight time. Most of the time, 6 days a week. And then the 7th day is Sunday, so it's church and rest day and all that. So it's not really a weekly routine on that day for us anyway. I really have to work on my anxiety. I hate it. I hate it's that way. I hate to say that I feel that way. But it does. At times, it really causes my anxiety to peak, and I have to just take a deep breath. I have to say, okay, we're just going to go sit down. We're going to relax. We're going to quit trying to do this or that. But then that puts me where I can't do things I'm used to just doing, And that's frustrating too, and causes anxiety. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I just think sometimes I'm a hopeless case. You can't please me any way you try, don't seem like. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be that way. Alright, guys, I don't know how long this video is because, like I said, it's up above me and I can't see the time. But I don't want to take up a whole lot of your time today. I just wanted to come on and do a little WIP and chat and explain a little bit more about diamond painting for those new ones that has come over to my channel. Thank you guys so much for coming over to my channel and checking me out. And thank you to you that, has enjoyed it and wanted to stay over here and watch it and comment. I really appreciate all the comments, all the likes. It really helps your channel when people watch it and hits that like button and comments. It helps your channel to get out there and more people to be able to see it. So I'm gonna go, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this little WIP and chat. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I will talk with you later. Bye.